So in the next, you're gonna use the transforms, right? So after I make this connection, I will select the SQL query to be able to do this connection, and I will select and put in here. Great, so I have a SQL query here. Every time I do a SQL query, hey, put an alias here. So to do this data treatment, all the data treatment, you're gonna hear that for example, that I speak for you guys. We have an example of the retail data when I have the stores and I have the all data of the sales together in just one table. This is our source data. So it's right now through the SQL query, we can do this manipulation. Be careful if the data treatment, reduce or remove the noisy about your data. Every time you're going to speak about data warehouse, this is something that we're thinking about, right? So this video is not focused on that, to do all this data modeling. We have just this connection, focus more in the cloud engineer of the data warehouse, right? So in another video, as I said before, you can make all the details we have to do this data modeling, all the best practices of the ETL. So leave me feedback. If you'd like, we can do that. So I will do a simple select here. Be careful because here you have to put the name of your alias. So I will call as orders. What you're gonna do here, I just selected some fields, some columns of this table responsible to get the data from the cells for me, from the orders for me. So here I will put the alias. So the same alias we have here, I will put there. So this is something you have to do in mind, right? So after a SQL query, I will select as a target the Amazon S3. So here in Amazon S3, this is something that I said before as a extraction isolation, because every time I go to the source data, we do this transform, all the data treatment, all the ETL, speak about the data warehouse, because when I speak about the data lake or data lake house, we have another strategy, right? So speak about the data warehouse. One of the things before to do directly to the Amazon Redshift, you put in the S3, because if in the future your team or your company liked to start this data and another service of the AWS, it's more easy to do. So we have the S3 as an isolation. Your data warehouse is there, and you have this possibilities to build on top of the Amazon Athena, for example, of the Amazon Redshift or SageMaker. You have these possibilities, right? So this is best practices every time you're gonna do this ETL or orchestration function, right? So right now, let's go in another tab here to S3. I will create a bucket here to make the storage of all my data. So I will click in create bucket. I will call as DW. I have the bucket, the only bucket name, right? So I will call DW orders glue. Let me separate this name here. And the next, we're gonna select the ACLs disable, block all public access. I'm not gonna any change here. I can click in create bucket. Okay, also we're gonna do here, let me save this job SQL server. So I will, in another tab too, I will open glue, because you're gonna use the S3, but through this feature of the Amazon Glue, call it data catalog. Data catalog make this optimization of data and also the compress of data, right? Thinking of cost efficiency. So this is important to do. Let's go here on database, and I will create, we have this default database is built on top of the Hive database. Hive is Apache Hive. It's like I said, when I use the Apache Airflow for all the dialog flows, all the graph management we have there. We have the Hive database. It's especially of SQL, of NoSQL servers with a SQL network. So it's a semi-SQL database. So Hive database have all these things to do this optimization of data. So I like too much when I have some application to build on top of that. For example, here, and another example was the Databricks, because it's a game changer every time we're gonna speak about this NoSQL scheme with SQL Server interface. So this is something important. Let me add a database here. I'm gonna call us DW. Let me put this one in this. So I will create database. Okay, so here I can browse the S3 and select your bucket, right? The W others glue. I will choose. I will click to create a table in data catalog, right? And I will select our database, call it DW. I guess I speak in Portuguese before, but DW. Table name is gonna be defect orders. Okay, I guess it's only that. I will click in save. Okay, in the next time I can click in run and see what gonna happen here. Let me run the ETLs and select this job is run right now. All these jobs, all these outputs logs, we have the Cloud Watch on the background, responsible to bring us these logs and all the alerts for us. So this is something important to use the AWS. Okay, so it's already finished here and have succeed. And we can see in another tab here the table that was created. So here I have a little about the table. Of course, we're not using that, but we can make the partitions of your table to do this optimization of every time I bring your data. So it's partitions is just like the same when I have a structure of your database, for example, the SQL Server, and I use and create the index. So it's not the same, but it's look like. It's something that I make these partitions. For example, if some columns I used to, or my business users or data scientists or everyone using the Redshift, for example, use this table, get the columns to have the more groupments and aggregations. So this is something that I can do that using these partitions, right? So here is the schema of your table. I have the partitions, the index here. This is how can I have the data catalog here. So for your ETL job SQL Server, this is enough. Of course, this is a simple example for you, but we can do this all the redundancy stuff. We can do all this transformation and put some new transformations here, but it's a little about that. Okay, so I will click on that and save it again.